Hey gang, it's your GM Drakeen. Just wanted to talk about Rime of the Frost Maiden a little bit, specifically vampires. So vampires have come a long way over the editions of D&D. Um, they've definitely watered them down from their original version. You know, First edition vampire you encountered, it was rough. This is a paragraph from the stat block for the original vampire. Um, it tells you you take damage if they hit you. Uh, Powerful negative force drains 2 life energy levels from the victim, complete with corresponding losses in hit dice, ability level, attack level, etc. So, what this meant, the 2 life energy levels, it meant you lost 2 levels, experience levels. So, if you were 10th level, you'd be down to 8, and you would lose everything associated with your higher levels. You would lose spells, whatever, attack, bonuses, so you would be significantly weaker. Um, and so it was a lot during play to do to a player. That's been drastically reduced, obviously, and I'm not suggesting it should come back. I'm not suggesting that you know you should do this to your players. In fact, I don't think you should. But this did give me an idea, specifically the word levels. So this is the stat block now for vampires if you get bit. So this is from the uh, Kobold Vampire Spawn block. So you see it, you take some damage, and then it says your target's hit point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the neurotic damage taken. So on average, you're losing 5 uh, to your hit points. That is your maximum reduced by 5. So if you had 50, you'd be down to 45. Plus, you're taking more damage, so you're really down to like probably 39 of your new 45. And then it says the vampire regains hit points equal to that amount. So the vampire is gaining hit points off you losing, and then the reduction lasts until you finish a long rest. Okay, and then the target dies if the hit point maximum is reduced to 0. Okay, so that's reducing your hit point maximum. It's not really going to happen uh, in most situations. It's just I've never seen anyone come close to that happening versus vampires. Um, Also, I felt like this was a bit long-winded, and also you're asking your players to do math, which I try and avoid asking my players to do a lot of different stuff. I like things very, 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 very simple and light. So asking someone to do all this math on their character sheet, I mean, it can be done, but I felt like it's a lot. So I ended up changing it to this. Um, Same thing, you get the same damage, necrotic damage, and the vampire regains hit points equal to that amount, except the target gains 1 level exhaustion. See that word level? Uh, and of course, first edition, you lost 2 levels, but this is you're gaining 1 level of exhaustion. Uh, Now, exhaustion, it's a little scary too because, uh, it's a pretty serious thing. Um, you know, if you get to 6, you die. Um, so the first effect, 1 level exhaustion, not that bad. I've seen that happen in combat. Not really the end of the world. I've even seen 2. Usually not bad. I've never seen 3 or higher. 3 gets kind of bad. 4 is pretty bad. You're probably in a lot of trouble if you get to 3 or 4. 5 and 6 are pretty much the same. You're dead if you can't move. So I was concerned. I wanted to test this out. So um, I formed a Frost Maiden game and put some players through it, and they did pretty well. They faced off against a lot of vampires with this ability, my homebrewed ability. Um, Kobolds basically with pact axe, and this vampire thing, and they did pretty well. They use strategy, they use moonbeam, they use fireball, they use a bunch of different things to bring the vampires down. because I wanted to make sure. I just didn't want to spring this on people and say, "Hey, this is what's happening. You're losing exhaustion levels or whatever." We're doing something different. So I just wanted to be in the interest of full disclosure, let you guys have a peek behind the curtain on some of my homebrew tactics for monsters. And this is one of them. So the lore behind this is a Serac. If you don't know who a Serac is, he is an arch-lich. He's on the cover of the Dungeon Master's Guide. He is ascending to godhood, and he grants undead new powers as a demonstration of his power to become a god. So, because I was worried about the whole exhaustion thing, I wanted to give my players a little bit of hope, and that's where this spell comes in, Gird the Spear. Now, this is from Deep Magic. Deep Magic is from Cobalt Press, and I can't say enough good things about Cobalt Press. Um, so it says your magic protects the target creature from life-sapping energies of the undead. For the duration, the target has immunity to effects of undead creatures that reduce its ability scores, such as Shadow Strength, or its hit point maximum, such as Spectre's Life Drain. This spell doesn't prevent the damage from those attacks. It prevents the reduction in ability score or hit point maximum. So this would affect my little homebrewed effect here. Even though it didn't mention exhaustion, I think it falls into the same category because it's an undead effect, right? Um, so I wanted to, I definitely homebrewed that into my game because I thought, I'm a bit concerned. I didn't want my players to get in trouble, and it looks like this spell is available to cleric, druid, and paladin. So if you have one of those, and you're in, my frostbating game, they can pick that up if they want. Um, so yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to go over. That's one of my monster tech behind the curtain, so to speak. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. These are my games. Uh, Still have one spot for Tomb on Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern. Rhyme is Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Eastern. And Out of the Abyss, we just listed. So that is Tuesdays, 11 a.m. Eastern. I had to back up Waterdeep Mad Mage and Curse of Strahd a bit because I just want to make sure I'm doing the best I can for these three games and making sure they're uh, running as good as I can make them run. So, hope to see you at the gaming table. Take care.